Hello, YouTube. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I was actually going back and forth with myself on whether or not I was going to make this video, but it is a part of the journey that I started off with on YouTube, which was being a caregiver to my grandmother. And I didn't want to get on here and just be completely emotional either, so I had to get myself together. So, this past weekend, Saturday on the 14th, um, my grandmother passed. She passed away, and it's it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie, like it has been really tough. I've been trying to like keep myself in check. And it's crazy. My daughter is so silly for one, but she's so very real. Um, I couldn't tell my kids. They were at my mother's house. My son had a feeling anyway, so he asked my mom to come and get them, and they spent majority of last week plus the weekend with her, so they weren't here, thank God. So my mom delivered the news, and she said my daughter just looked at her and was like, "Y'all people are trying to make me cry." Then she went up to my brother after my mom said it again, like, "No, seriously, honey, grandma's gone." And she went to my brother and was like, "These people are trying to make me cry." My daughter's a whole character, but she's so sincere with it. Um, and I found that to kind of tickle my spirit a little bit, but it has been very emotional. And I realized also that my daughter has a hard time expressing genuine emotion, like genuine sorrow and sadness. Like she'll cry in front of you, but if she's crying in front of you, it's typically usually nothing really wrong. And but other than that, she'll try to hide away and go somewhere. If she hurts herself and you be like, "Come here, let me see," she'll run away. She don't want you to see her in pain. She don't want you to see her hurt, crying, any of that. She jets it. And I was telling her, like, I don't know where she gets that from. And then I realized after they came back home that she probably gets that from me. Like my son is the complete opposite, because when he was that age, I was an emotional wreck all the time. Like I was always in my feelings. My mental space was just not where it should have been. I had, you know, so he shows emotions. He is actually now starting to not show emotions as much, even though I told him, you can express your emotions, your feelings, but he's a teenager now, so he's kind of like, I gotta be strong. It's not that I taught him that boys don't cry, boys don't show emotions, because I think that's crap, and I feel like people should not do that. But I realized that I kind of taught my daughter that through me, because now I choose not to try to show emotions, and I'm still working on not doing that because I don't think that's healthy for her or myself, really. So, like, she's seen me, like, I'll go somewhere, I go in the bathroom or in the back room or something, and I'll cry there, and she'll catch me, and then she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine," and I'll try to wipe it away. And I didn't realize I was doing that until this very moment, like, until this happened, that I just kind of shut down or hide my feelings. So, that's something I have to work on, because honestly, that is kind of toxic. That is kind of bad. It's okay to express emotions. I'm not one of those people that like to get online and cry. I kind of did that a little bit when my uncle Arthur passed away, and I was trying not to do that, because to me, usually when somebody is recording their tears, to me it seems disingenuous. It just doesn't seem very real to me. So I try not to do that because I don't like that. But when it comes to this situation and the kids, I need to learn to express myself openly in front of them so that they can express themselves openly in front of me as well. Because I know that they are hurting, but I've gotten into this space where I feel like I have to be strong, especially for them and in front of them. I don't want them to have to feel like they have to console mommy all the time, but I want to be there to console them. And if they are afraid to express those emotions and those feelings in front of me, there's no way that I can nurture them. And then when my daughter came home, she went to grandma's room, and I'm sorry, she went to grandma's room and she looked in there and she was like, she really is gone. And then she was finna break down and cry. My cousin Janice was here, and she didn't know what was going on, but she started nagging at the kids about cleaning up something. It's like they just got in the house, they definitely didn't make a mess, you know. But my cousin is also, feeling her emotions right now, and honestly, anger is one of her ways of expressing herself, and I don't think she realizes that, but it is. Um, Yeah, so, and I found myself, I would just be like, I'm good, like right now I'm kind of smiling, but that's just how I'm dealing with this in front of others, I suppose. But I found myself every time someone asks me, am I all right, then that's when I feel like the tear ducts just starting to come. And like, I was legit like having just a regular day the other day, and the people from the hospice, Halifax Hospice, they called, and it was the social worker Ashley. She's a very sweet lady. And she was like, I was just calling to check on you and make sure everything's fine. How are you doing? And I was like, I'm good. And then slowly but surely I could feel myself just tearing up, just starting to tear up a bit. And I was trying to shake it off. But by the end of the phone call, I was in tears, so I had to go outside because, again, I did not want the kids to see me overly emotional. Um, so, yeah. So, yeah, Grandma, as my brother put it, she finally won the battle against dementia. And I thought the way he worded everything was just so beautiful. And I wish I could say it that way. And it's crazy because I'm supposed to be the writer in the family. I'm supposed to be the writer in the family. And I just was like, I don't know what to do. I just feel like a lost child. And that's honestly how I feel. I don't know what my next step should be. I know I have to continue on. I have to finish my phlebotomy course. I haven't done that. That's in September. And you know how sometimes you want to be alone, but at the same time you want a specific person by your side, and that person isn't there. So it's like, okay, I'd rather not be with anyone. I'd rather not be around anybody right now. You know what I mean? Well, my cousin came over that same night. She was like, I'm not gonna let you stay in the house by yourself. And it's like, but God knows, I love you, cousin, but I don't want you here. I don't want you to be. And it was crazy because I was finally starting to fall asleep. I let some tears out because I was alone, and I was about to fall asleep. And that's when she finally came back to the house. She let me know she was coming back anyway, but I was like, well, this time of night, maybe she changed her mind. So I was trying to doze off. She came knocking, and then she stayed on the phone so long, y'all. I had just got up and warmed myself some food up and ate because I'm an emotional eater. I promise you, within these past few days, I probably gained about 10 pounds back. Not even gonna lie. And that is the big part when it comes to like weight loss, because that's another part of my journey. So I may as well speak on that too. That's another thing when it comes to like weight loss and all that other good stuff. You can get the weight off, but you have to address the underlying issues of what's going on in your life in order for you to really be successful in that journey. You know what I mean? And I thought I had, excuse me, I just ate meatloaf and mashed potatoes, so excuse me. Um, But I thought I had addressed all of that, but then this happens, and it's kind of like, but no, I'm gonna miss my grandma. That was my baby. Like, I know, she wasn't fully all the way there towards the end, and she's not in pain anymore. People are constantly reminding me that at least she's not in pain. She's in a better place. And I know all of those things. Deep down, I know all of that, but it's like the selfish side of me. It's like, but she's not here with me, though. You know what I mean? Like, she's not physical in the present. Like she's you know what I mean? Like, and I woke up the other morning, and in my head it was, I guess I felt like it was a bad dream, so I went back there and I was gonna do a regular routine like I would normally do on a daily day basis, and it's like she's not in that room. I know she's not in that room. So yeah, reality has definitely set in. It has definitely set in. And it really sucks. And then it's like I'm going through all this craziness with the schools. I filled out all the proper paperwork before school started, or so I thought, and then it was like, oh no, you have to do this, this, this. So my kids aren't even at school right now, and I was really looking forward to that.
Ma, I take the bath tonight.
Okay, good. Go in the house.
And put some new clothes on.
Yeah, I'm back. That was my daughter, of course, because she's not in school. But yeah, I was so looking forward to that just so I could have that time to, grieve and let some things out on my own again without them seeing me because I know I have to work on that. I do. It's just right now I'm just not ready to console and grieve and console, and I want to be there for them. I want someone to be here for me. It sounds so crazy right now. I don't know what I want really. Um, but yeah, so that part of the journey is over. You know, I'm going to get back to work soon. I'm just going to wait till my phlebotomy course is over and I'll just do that part of the field. Like right now, I could get a job as a med tech or something along those lines, but I think phlebotomy is what I'm going to go with the most. It's just nice to have other things under my belt, is how I felt about that. Um, yeah, it's time for me to get back to the other part of real life, which is paying bills. I'm not ready. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, but yeah, so grandma is gone. And this house seems so quiet at first day. Like, it was so silent, so very silent in this house. Like, genuinely quiet. And another reason I also waited to do the video is because pretty much everybody on here knows me, true enough, but I want to make sure that those who, are very close to the family knew before I went out and told the world, basically, I guess. Um, my aunt came over today. She's so silly. She just stared at me. She was like, looking me in my eyes. She was like, "Aren't you sad?" And I was like, "Yes." And I think she wanted me to have that emotional breakdown. It's just like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You're not gonna get me like that. I'm not gonna do it. Like, no. When I'm completely alone again, probably this weekend, I'm gonna see if I can, get a good break in. My other grandma told me, she's so sweet and so silly. My grandma Ruby, she said, you need to send them kids to their daddies and let them get them for a while, because you done did more than enough these past few years. It's your turn. You need a vacation. You need a break from everybody. You just need a break. And I was like, oh, my grandma knows me so well. But I can't just send the kids off like that, because for one, I'm gonna miss them too, and then it's gonna be like, now I'm sad for two reasons. And then um with my daughter, her father isn't really capable, I'll say that, of getting her right now. He's not really up to it for other reasons that is his own. It's not my business to explain and explore. Yeah, that was her again. Yeah. So for his own reasons, that's not my business to tell. He's not up for it right now. I haven't even spoken to his family about the fact that my grandmother passed. That's crazy. And with my son, because yes, I have two kids and two babies daddies. That's my business. They 10 years apart, so but no, but no. To be honest, my son's father will probably take both of them, even though he's my oldest child's father. He tends to try to do things for my youngest child as if that is his own child, and it's appreciated. Sometimes it can be a bit annoying. I know some people are like, how could you not want that when if the, yeah, but you would have to know to know, just period. You would have to know to know. But yeah, yeah. So I'm still trying to, work through that, and I'm, I wouldn't say that I feel as though I'm falling into a state of depression at all, but I do need that moment of real, pure mourning, basically, And I come on here when I'm looking a total and complete mess. I got my house stressed on. I look toe up, and I'm just not even worried. Y'all know how I get anyway on here. It's like y'all gonna get me. Y'all just gonna get me. There's no faking it in between. Um, Yeah, and y'all be safe out here with this COVID, because I really do feel like it's a reason that all this paperwork hasn't gone through properly when it comes to my daughter's school and everything else, because not wishing anything on anybody's child, but there could be another outbreak, and maybe that's God trying to protect me and my kids from it because we already have enough going on. My sister contracted the coronavirus. A few friends have. A couple people, their whole family is infected with it. My son has cousins. The whole household has the coronavirus. The whole household has it. His uncle and his wife and kids, they all have it. So y'all be careful out here. I'm not one of these people that's like go get vaccinated because again, I know vaccination is not a cure, but it's supposed to help prevent prevent it from being as worse as it could be, which I don't fully believe that because I've heard of a couple cases where people are in the hospital. A couple people have, I think I've heard of one or two people that actually passed away after being vaccinated and still getting the coronavirus. So I'm not really big on the vaccine. I'm just big on staying to yourself, masking up, wash your hands properly, which you should have been doing before COVID ever came about. Really, y'all, seriously. Yeah. And my mom is just a beautiful soul. Let me tell you, she always picks the craziest moments to let her sense of humor shine. I was telling my homegirl that like every like crazy moment we've been in, all of a sudden my mom is like, let me make everybody laugh and lighten the mood. And it's like, mom, so inappropriate. Now. But that's her way of dealing with things. Like even we got in a car accident. She got a chip tooth. She had glass all in her face. Her face was bleeding, and she's in the ambulance trying to crack jokes, y'all. It's like, girl, I love her to death. She's a very beautiful woman. She's been very helpful. Like I said, she came and got the kids beforehand because my son honestly had a feeling. He really did. He had a feeling something was going to happen, and he said he didn't want Vanessa to be here when something happened, but I don't think he wanted to be here either. Like, understandably so. I don't think I wanted to be here, but but yeah. And sometimes my mom's quirky sense of humor and awkwardness comes out in me as well. Like, I know it's a serious situation. Sometimes I try to just do the same thing. I guess I learned behavior. Hold on, that jet passed. But yeah, it's learned behavior. You try to lighten the mood some kind of way. You don't want to, stay in a funk. You don't want to dwell on the pain, but you want to celebrate the life. And I get all that. I do. It's been a few days. It's been a few days. Quite a few days indeed. Like, yeah. I love her to death. She's been a great support system. She came right on over here as soon as I called her. She lives in the town over. And she was here in no time, She didn't go to work that day. She's trying to help the arrangements because this was her mother-in-law. They were actually very close. She loved her mother-in-law. Her mother-in-law loved her, Like, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, just pray for us. You can't, they say you can't tell everybody to pray for you because some people be praying the opposite of what you want. But I'm just going to say pray for us anyhow. Pray for y'all, y'all pray for us. And that's just where we're at right now. Again, still learning to deal and work through my pain and my feelings without just losing it. And then another close friend of mine, he asked twice. He asked when he first heard. He asked, and how are you doing mentally? Because he knows how I can get. It's been times in the past I lose somebody close to me, and I done snapped. I'm out here, y'all. I'm just whatever. I'm just gonna drink my sorrows away. I'm gonna mourn this person's death for 10 plus years. Like that's. So he asked the first time. I was like, I'm good. And he asked again, and I had just found out. That he had lost someone close to him as well, like a mentor, and I didn't know that until after he asked the first time. I found out that he lost someone, so I asked him how was he doing mentally as well, and he was like just living, and I'm like, yeah, well, sounds like he got a foot up in the game, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's all we can do is just live and try to live to the best of our abilities. Can't get stuck in a funk. We just got to keep on thriving and striving for the best, Yeah, this video is much longer than I expected it to be because, again, Shay rambles. And And I'm rambling more because I am trying not to get emotional on camera, so I probably should just cut the camera off. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm about to get off of here. Yeah, so that's what I'm about to do. Everyone be great, YouTube world, YouTube family and friends. If you love someone, tell that someone. Be there for that person. Do whatever you can to be a part of that person's life as much as you can. Spend as much time with your loved ones as possible. You know, yes, work is important, finances is important, but love, genuine true love is just as, if not more so important. That time spent means a whole lot because honestly, it does make it a little harder knowing that I've been here these past couple years or whatnot. It does make it a little bit harder, and now that she's gone, but it also makes it a bit easier as well because I got to spend that time with her. Um, you know, bathe her, fed her, make sure she took her medicine. You know, just being here with her, having my kids know her. I wish they knew every bit of her that I knew growing up. And she just had the most amazing sense of humor. Sometimes I do wake up wishing like I'll give anything for her to tell me that my nipples touch my navel just one more time, Lord. Like, and I know some people are like, "What?" Yes, my grandma told me that my nipples touch my navel. She was like, "You shut your fat stuff up. That's why your nipples touch your navel." It was hilarious, but yeah, just random stuff she might say, like, you know, if you big, she gonna let you know you big. But yeah, like my mom's friend came over when my uncle passed away. Her brother, my mom's brother passed away. And her friends came over to bring me so that I can give my grandma some food um from the memorial service. And she lit up. She said, "Woo, y'all sure is some big old women, just big old strong burly women." It's like grandma, don't say that. It's like they are. They woo, y'all big. Like she didn't hold no tongue. You hear me? Not hers, but yours. Nobody. She ain't holding nothing back. Whatever she pops in her head is coming out her mouth, and I guess that's where I get that from because I tend to do stuff like that from time to time. But she was definitely no filter. Like my filter has actually I think somebody tried to place one in there. It's starting to come into place, but her, I don't think she ever had a filter. I don't think she knows what a filter looks like unless you talk about some coffee. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm finna deal with my emotional eating. I'm trying to cut back. I need to start back working out anyway. I went on a walk yesterday, it was a good walk. It was a good walk. Yeah, I had to get some paperwork filled out, so I walked to the location in which I had to be at. And it was a good old hot walk. And I'm not gonna lie, my spirits actually felt a little better by the time I got back to the house. I was like, okay, you know, I needed that. So exercise does help those endorphins jumping. It kind of helps with your emotional state a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to that. Making money, because y'all know how Capricorns like to make their money, honeys. You know, we like to focus on them coins when everything else seems to be like, you know. So I'm gonna get back to that. Yeah, yeah. I'm about to end this video because now I feel it. Um, yeah. So, all right, YouTube world, YouTube family, pray for me as I pray for you. Be great, be blessed. Um, yeah, be abundant. Just manifest all that greatness. Like, yeah, I'm done. Laters.